Yo, welcome. Today we've been talking about a trip to the UK, and this is something which I've been often asked by Japanese people is, where are the good places to go outside of London? And of course London is fantastic for 2 or 3 days, but if you're in the UK for 10 days, where do you go, where do you see? Most people do go to Cambridge, Oxford, Durham or Salisbury, but we decided to focus on more local places. I picked 5 which I think you should see, and so let's just jump into it. So first up will be Bath, and I feel very lucky to call this my university town. I lived there for 4 years. It has some beautiful architecture made by these kind of golden sandy coloured stones. It was all designed by John Wood. He made the circus and the crescent, and spent many good years there. It's also home to the famous Pulteney Bridge, which is one of 2 bridges in the world which actually have shops residing on the bridge. So the other one would be Ponte Vecchio in Florence. I really love Bath. If I was to recommend any kind of food or drink, it'd have to be checking out the microbrewery scene. Bath ales would be the most popular, most famous example. They have a very good gem ale. It's fantastic, worth checking out. Okay, next. So next we're taking a look at Greenwich. It is a very viable day trip from London. You can go there by train and then travel back by boat. If it's nice weather, it's glorious. It's really interesting as an area because it has some great Tudor history. Henry VIII was married to Catherine of Aragon and Anne of Cleves. It's easy to get confused with those. It was also the birthplace of Mary Queen of Scots and Elizabeth I, so it's got some great history. It's also the home to the Cutty Sark, which is a great example of 18th century, 19th century maritime history. You can go inside. It has a nice history museum, and it's definitely worth taking a look and get an idea of why the British Navy were so dominant during that time. The architecture is beautiful. It has that nice kind of white marble stone, and if I was to recommend any kind of food or drink which you might be interested in, there's always the Greenwich Market, which is available all year round, and it has some very nice kind of illuminations around there too, so worth taking a look. Next. Next up will be Edinburgh. It is the sister city to Kyoto, which is where I live. It is the inspiration for the Harry Potter's Hogwarts, so if you are a big fan of the series, it is definitely worth your attention. It's got some beautiful aching architecture, like St. Giles's Cathedral, Edinburgh Castle, the Old Town. If you're into partying, if you're in and around the area for August, you can't miss the military tattoo with lots of steel drums, performances with bagpipes and fireworks. It also has the world famous Fringe Festival of street performance arts, you have comedy. It's just the place to be, especially in the summer. If we're talking about end of year, Edinburgh's Hogmanay is again world famous. Really big party, the streets are packed with people, and you can't deny the level of energy which they have for the new year. Just one of the best places to be. So Lindisfarne is not only a good folk rock band, it is also a tidal island up in the northeast. Tidal Island is similar to Mont Saint-Michel. It has a very unique place in English history where it was the first place to be ransacked by Vikings in the 8th century. It has a lovely little castle built on the top, and it has a really nice kind of British sense On the island as well, you can find Lindisfarne Priory. It's just left in ruins now, and in and around the ruins you can find this kind of gorgeous garden that's been described of national beauty. If I was to recommend any kind of food or drink, you could always locate Lindisfarne mead. Mead is that kind of old style drink which ale comes from. It is a special taste and definitely worth, I don't know, having a try. Okay, and so then we have Bibury, which is found in the Cotswold district. If you were to imagine just the most perfect village, it looks like Bibury. It is, in fact, the place where Emperor Hirohito visited in the 1970s. One of the most famous parts of Bibury is the Arlington Row. It was built in 1380, so it is 700 years old. And so you can actually see that in the architecture itself. In fact, it was actually used in Bridget Jones the movie. Have you seen Bridget Jones the movie?
Yes, I know.
Good, nice. If you were to do anything in Bibury, you have to go and have some afternoon tea in a nice traditional, quintessential English countryside. Yeah, that's it. So that concludes our list of 5 places which I think you should visit in the UK. We started off with Bath, Greenwich, Edinburgh, Lindisfarne, and then finally on to Bibury. The darling you loves Bibury, which I can't argue with. And thank you very much. Please, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a lovely week, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.